Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to PSGL Season 26 FPT Round 8 at Hanoi. I am your commentator, IRL Neon, or as Jared Crosby people do know me as well. I would have been rest today, but I will be commentating instead. Unfortunately, our commentator can't be here, and I think I'll probably be doing comms for the rest of the season. As we're on board with Ugi right now in the McLaren, as he is in turn 1, and he's now taking turn 2, which is a very dangerous turn 2 and 3, because that's where you can exit the pit lane and it can go in the racing line. However, nice and tight there from the McLaren, as he's going flat out in the new McLaren livery. Down in sector 1, he's on a 25.9. I don't know if that's good enough, as Ash is set at 135.9 in the Williams, which could be alright. I know I did a 34.9 in the Ferrari, so he's second off my representative time. I'll have a look. Ugi then going down the straight, probably getting a little bit of cheeky slipstream from Cornelius there, moves out the way, gets position. Guy then does a 35.8, and then 3 goals with 35 flat there in the McLaren on soft compound of tyres, as the McLaren's already looking strong. As Ugi then is coming into the hairpin, and now in sector 3, you've got to get a good exit there, and you can just easily make one little mistake and it just can throw the car off balance, and the rear end can kick out quite a lot now, as he's coming through my favourite part of the track, sector 3. And he's purple in sector 2 right now, so he's looking good for pole position. Nice and flowing through corners there. You've got to get it nice and tidy. Lifts off a little bit. Goes to 5th gear now, drops to 4th. It's a bit wide now coming into the final 2 corners. These are tricky because you've got to get them right. One little mistake and you could end up right into the wall. Either lose a front wing or lose a tyre. He's already out of ERS. Come around the final corner now. Oh, front wing's gone off of somebody's car. And he does a 135.8. And that is Dre then. He has had carbon fibre. Oh, and there's the Haas there of Cornelius, actually, that is, who's just hitting. Why is this doing this? Cornelius was the one who had just contact there, and that's a shame for him. As we're going to go on board with Cowboy, I believe, who's actually on that right now. Currently purple in sector 2, as it said it was purple for somebody else, sector 2, but it's completely wrong, as the Red Bull driver of Ulrich has gone completely off and lost a bit of carbon fibre there. As Cowboy then is now approaching the final 2 corners. I am on the PSGL stream, aren't I? It's just not popped up. Well, he's gone second with a 35 flat then. That's a good lap for him. Stream's all up now and everything's good. So then Cowboy in second place with 35 flat, couple of hundredths there off 3 gloves, and there's Cal Manson 35.7 there, so he's miles off the pace. As Game Freaker then moves into third with 35.7 as well. So Cowboy and 3 gloves done a decent qualifying performance there. As now we go on board with Cornelius in the Haas, who has carbon 5 damage, probably going to pit. Yeah, he's pitting. Then we'll go on board with AMS then, who is in the race point for today. He's 15th at the moment and is on a lap. Let's see what he can do. Starting to end sector 2, currently purple apparently, 7.1 in sector 2 there. Let's see, sector 3, rear end's a bit kicky. He's coming through the foreign section of sector 3, bit of yellows. Oh, that's the Red Bull driver there of Ulrich, I believe, who made him 6th, currently 10th with a 52 flat on softs. Off that, I didn't put AMS off a little bit because, as I said, one little mistake and you're ending into a wall. There's no grass or gravel here. Round the final corner he goes. Takes it nice and tight, avoids the other wall, and there's a 35.666. So goes 3rd place then, behind the other racing point, and he will be happy with that. As we go on board with Jack Laverty, or Midnight, who's in the Williams today. He's on an outlap. So should we go on board with Sam Thompson? Sam Thompson actually begun his flying lap then, and we'll be going today then. So Sam then. Ooh, bit of a lock up on the right front to try and get the extra turn in. Goes to 4th gear, rides that curb then. Down the straight he goes. We'll keep an eye on both drivers of Sam and Jack. Or Sam and Midnight. Purple in 6th, 125.7. Very close there to cutting the corner. Goes down to 3rd there to get the extra turn, because it's a very tricky corner to get the turn. You need a bit less downforce down the straight so you can gain some straight line speed. See what Sam Thompson can do then in the Renault. As he's getting a race point ahead of him into the hairpin, needs to move out of the way a little bit, and the race point there obliges, and I think that was AMS. But then Purple in Sector 2, 1.6.4, so around about 7/10 quicker than AMS was in Sector 2. So Sam's really liking the Renault at the moment. Goes through the flowing Sector 3, where you can just literally tap the brakes a little bit, don't have to fully lock unless you're into the hairpin corners. As he's now approaching the 2 final corners where a possible overtaking spot could be, as the other Haas now is beginning his flying lap. So here comes Sam Thompson then, and he goes first place with a 1:34.943 there, and he will be happy with that as we go on board with Midnight, who's finishing off his flying lap in the Williams. Let's see where he will round up on the first qualifying lap from him. He's currently in 13th with no lap time. Let's see where he will when he does set a lap time. As now he approaches the final 2 corners then. Gets a decent exit, another rear kicking out, and that Williams is going to be shocking down. Oh, clips that wall, goes 4th faster with 35.4 there. So he's close to the guys for the top 3, the closest at the moment in 4th place, and also in a Williams. So that's a good lap from him then. As we go on board with Greeny in the Haas. See what he can do. He's got Ferrari engine, so it's going to help him in the straight, but that's now for us not that good. As the Haas actually, I think when the performance patch comes out, I think it will be installed in the Williams. So here comes Greeny then, into the hairpin. Gets an alright exit there, didn't full throttle it like people have been doing. And let's see what his first sector is, a 1.6.4, so similar to Sam, so we could see Greeny challenge for pole position, or at least near there. As he's coming now into sector 3. As we get a nice view of the TV pod then. Goes 4th gear, runs really wide, and that's just the Haas altogether. That's just because the downforce. Like, oh, we almost lose the rear end there. Coming into the second to last corner, and that's just the Haas in general. It's completely shocking with grip and traction. Round the final corner, just misses that wall, and does a 35.3. Goes 5th fast, even with that mistake, probably cost him around about 3/10 at most. Goes 5th fastest, as somebody has improved. That's Callum Anderson. Callum Anderson is currently 4th, and Bugatti. Who just set a lap? No. Who just set a lap? Because someone just set one. I don't know. But Cowboy is on a lap right now. In the race point. Currently in 3rd place. Hugo is also on a lap. Cowboy is apparently 3/10 up in sector 1. So we could see a high 34, mid 34 from the racing point driver. Maybe even a low 34, even if he finds more improvement. As he's now going down the straight, and he's going to get a little bit more cheeky slipstream from the other Haas this time, of Greeny. And he activates DRS. And he goes down this long straight where there's going to be a lot of overtakes probably around here. As now he's coming into the hairpin. No lockup for Cowboy. We'll go on the TV pod viewers. We'll see how he takes sector 3. As we saw how Greeny took it, he lost downforce, looked like, and went wide, and luckily didn't invalidate. Have a look on board with Cowboy. Nice influence for there. Oh, had to go to 7th gear. It's quite weird. I would have gone down a gear for the extra turning. As have a look from Cowboy, not that bad. As we go back on the camera shots. Around the final corner then. Avoids hitting that curb, and he does a 1:34.8, so he does take pole position only by a 10th there, so he did lose probably a 10th in sector 1 because he was almost 3/10 up in sector 1, so he must have lost a lot of time in sector 2 and 3, and he will be happy with pole position, but he knows he can improve and do better. As we'll go on board with AMS, the other race point, who's the only other driver on a flying lap right now. Getting very close to that wall there to run a wide line to a tight entry for the next corner. As the McLaren ahead of him is Ugi, I believe. Or is it 3 gloves? Because 3 gloves, it might be 3 gloves. Because no, it's Ugi. Oogie isn't on a lap, so it might have to be out of the way for AMS. And he's giving AMS a cheeky slipstream, which isn't really allowed. And he's... I don't know if that's going to be looked into, because... Yeah, Oogie, you need to get out of the way, pal. Oh, and he's just ruined AMS's lap. What's Oogie doing? Oh, and AMS just gave him a little nudge. AMS isn't happy. And I won't be either, but there's no need to give him a nudge. Just report it, be sensible. Don't get too angry, heat and bothered. A few drivers have done that and they've been gone, as I like to say, and that's a shame there for me, because he could have been on a good lap there and it's just been ruined. And we'll have to peel in the pits. It's 4 minutes remaining, so he's got plenty of time for another lap, as Three Gloves currently is on a flyer, as the Haas there is leaving. Oh, the McLaren there almost drifting through turn 3. Then, oh, very close to that wall, as we see what the McLaren can do then. As his sector 1 time was... He's a 10th up actually on his sector 1 time, so that's good enough for him then to improve. Could do a high 34 as well. Stick Gloves getting really close to that wall, trying to take the shortest route possible. However, though, he is coming into sector 2 now, and he will be 166, almost 2/10 up in his time, but not the quickest sector 2 out time I've seen. Although through sector 3 he goes. This is it. This is what he needs. Oh, and he hits the wall. That's going to give him carbon fibre damage to the end plate. And that is a shame for Three Gloves. He will have to pit, but will he have enough time? It's around about a 1 minute 34 round here, and there's 2 minutes and 45 seconds remaining of the session. And that is a shame, as we don't have anyone on a flying lap right now, but we have a few people on out laps. If it lets me switch. Who's the head car? I think it might be... No, in Duo. Duo's in the pits. It actually is Dre then. So Dre is actually on an out lap. Or is it Green? Green's actually on a flyer. Sorry, my bad. No, he's not. He's completely messed up his lap. So it is going to be Dre then who will be first. And we'll stay on board with Dre then. Currently in 6th with 35.233. And is looking to improve on that lap time. And hopefully beat Callum Anderson, who's currently in 5th in the Alfa Romeo. Or even challenge the guys for the top 4, who are Cowboy, Sam, Three Gloves and Tom, the other Renault, who's done a 35 flat. And the grid's quite close there, so the car allocations are spot on, I must say. As Dre then is now approaching final corner. DRS is activated and he will begin his flying lap on his final run. He knows now he can't make one single mistake. One mistake and that is game over and will not improve and probably may even lose some positions. He's only just ahead of Greeny, who's actually, Greeny and Yugi set the exact same time, I've just realised, in 7th and 8th with 35.340. However, we're on board with Dre then, as he's now approaching the first sector line, and he's almost a 10th up on his time at the moment as he goes down to 2nd gear, clips the curb, bit of a lock up, nice and tidy, as I call this, the roundabout section. So there's other people as well, and nice tidy, avoids that wall, and gets a good exit then, and he activates DRS anytime in now. Yep, DRS then is activated. Thought it was a bit shorter than that, but it's further on the track. As now he's coming into the hairpin corner, and there's yellows in sector 3. Is that a Haas? Oh no, it might be a Haas and a Mercedes actually. I think Duo's lost it in sector 3, and I think also Greeny has as well. Although Dre is finishing off his flying lap, and it's on a 6.6. Still just under a 10th improvement. Couple of hundreds could still give him a position, but not only one position, not that many. So let's see if he can find more time through the final sector in the AlphaTauri. Nice tie there through sector 3. He's now approaching the final 2 corners. This is the most crucial part. Bit of a lock-up, could have cost him a bit of time. Abdul gets an okay exit around the final corner. Ooh, very close to the line, and improves by 1 and a bit tenths. Goes 5th fastest right now, only 1,000th off the Renault driver of Tom. So he will be disappointed in that. Was it Greeny? Yes, it was Greeny who was causing yellow flags. And Greeny's qualifying is over then. What about Cornelius? As he, big lock up there, almost 3.5 tenths up on his time. So we could even see 5 tenths improvement possibly, and maybe a low 35. Oh, losing the rear a little bit there, twitching through sector 39. The best place to start twitching the car, as he's literally riding those curbs on that Haas today. And let's see if CC Brain then can beat Greeny, who's currently 9th fastest at the moment. So here comes CC then, around the final corner, and does a 35.2, and goes 9th quickest. A 10th improvement, and his, well, not teammate, but the other Haas driver, Greeny, who's in 10th place. And the next driver who we're going to go on board with would be Dino, but he's actually in bad day. So it's actually Oogie, I believe. Oogie takes pole position with a 34.688, so he steals pole. Who is next? It's a Red Bull driver of Ulrich Jr., and he goes second faster with 34.8. And then it is the Alfa Romeo of Mr. Callum Anderson, who's completely messed up his lap time, and he is backing off completely. Dino has invalidated, and I think that's it. Oh no, Cowboy is actually the last one. Around the final corner. What time will he set? Oh, very close there. 34.692. Just a couple of hundredths off there. Actually, 10 hundredths off the time. And he will be a bit disappointed with that, but he'll also be happy that he's in the second row. As you can just see now, Callum Anderson fighting with Dino in turn 3. And this is going to be a very interesting race as we wait for Tom and Dre to retire from the pit lane. And so we can get on with this race. While we wait, standings currently, Dre is actually in the lead of Last and Furious, his team name's called. He's currently got 39 points to his name. AMS in second with 33. Our defending champion Bugatti, who won the championship last season, is 32 points in third place. Cowboy's in fourth with 31 points, and then Three Gloves in fifth with 30 points. To his name, so the top 5 actually very close for the championship. As we go on board with the constructors, Last and Furious team, which is team of Graham, Freaker and Dre, leading the championship right now with 66 points to their name. Got an 18-point gap in second place, which is Double A, AMS and Ash, who've got 48 points. Waddle Jobs, Callum Anderson and Cowboy also tying for second place with 48 points. And Queenie's Rats both from Caddy, 43 points in fourth, and I will go down the rest of the constructors. However, though, we'll go through the qualifying then. Ugi's team takes pole with a 34.6. Cowboy second by 4 thousandths of a second. Actually, it wasn't 10,000, it was 4,000. I've read that completely wrong. And Lutz Jr. third, Sam Thompson fourth, Three Gloves fifth, Tom sixth, Dre seventh, Game Freaker in eighth, Bugatti in ninth, Callum Anderson 10th, CT Brain in 11th, 12th is Greeny, AMS in 13th, not good qualifying for him, Jack Laverty in 14th, Ash 15th, Juho Finn in 16th, Dino 17th, and 18th is Matt, since he never qualifies, but hopefully one day he will when I do comps. And that is the qualifying grid, as I will go down the rest of the constructors then. Greasy Hands is Nano Bacon and Three Gloves, 37 points to their name. F2 Finest, which is Greeny and CC Brain, who are actually teammates in the same car, with 30 points to their name. Fake Taxi from Oogie Azim, 27 points. Alfa Romeo has no drivers at the moment, but they have 26 points in 8th. Joel and Gio Finn in 9th with 2 points, and then 10th is Sutino Racing, which is Dino and Sutty, with 2 points to their name. Well then, while we wait for drivers to pick up their driver strategies, I'm guessing it's going to be either one stop, soft to hard, or 2 stop, soft, soft, medium, or even soft, medium, medium. It depends the driver's preference, of course. I think the safe bet would possibly be soft, medium, medium, because hards are way too slow around here. Well, then we'll wait 14 seconds then. Well then, as the formation that begins, then we'll see the tyre choices from the guys who didn't make it in the top 10. As then we will see. Alright then, so everyone who made it in top 10 has to be on soft tyres, and for some reason Callum Anderson's 10th. Positive he wasn't 10th. Okay then, CC Brain then 11th, Greeny 12th, Amos 13th, Jack Levity in 14th then on hards. Wow, that's interesting. Matt and Jack have gone on hard tyres. The only two have gone on hard tyres. Amos is the only guy who didn't make it in the top 10 starting on softs. Both fast drivers on the same strategy on mediums. Same with Ash, Juho and Dino. Okay, the guys who started on hards could made an awesome strategy and pull a masterclass race, or have completely wrecked their race, be too slow and there'll be no safety cars. So they're doing hard to soft, and I'm guessing some people are doing the 2-stop. Well, soft drivers will be doing the 2-stop unless they want to do the 1-stop. Which, soft to hard, I don't know. I don't know if that's your best option, to be honest. But there's going to be a lot of overtakes, and there's going to be a lot of incidents since it's a new track of Hanoi. You never know, someone could easily just crash into a wall without realising it by making one little error. We saw a lot of errors in qualifying with people hitting the wall and kept hitting the walls. Hopefully that doesn't happen in the race, because I'd like a fun, interesting race, even though it is a new track. It's not like Zandvoort where it's just one place you can overtake and then that's it. Here there's a lot of overtakes. There's actually maybe 4 opportunities to overtake, and there is an Alfa Romeo off. I think that's Callum Anderson. That was Callum Anderson, I think, or yeah, I don't know what he was doing. He was completely off the track there. As then we have 28 laps to do today, which may not seem that long, but it's going to be long, to be honest. As drivers then get lined up on the grid. Not have the best camera angle, but we have a camera angle nonetheless, as that Mercedes is definitely not on the track properly. As the light sequence then has begun, we see the predicted pit stops. 2-stop then for the leaders as we're at 5 red lights and we're off in Hanoi. And look at the Red Bull of Ulrich. Has had a good start. Courtboy takes the lead. Ulrich takes second. Ugi is in the third. But look at the Renault behind us. We get the ghosting glitch, which is amazing. As a Renault there, I believe that's Sam Thompson. It is. Sam Thompson into third place then. As Ugi's lost all momentum and dropped, I think, to 4th place. Oh, and there's yellows. Has someone gone off? It is a Williams, it's Jack Laverty, and it's Matt Romano, I think. Oh no, it's Juho. Juho's the other Mercedes who's been caught up with that. So Matt Romano's been let away. No carbon fibre on Juho. What about Matt? Sorry, what about Jack? Sorry. Jack, no carbon fibre missing or anything like that. So I think they've been very lucky with that. Although back to the battle for 2nd place. You see cars flying all over the place behind. And it's literally a slipstream train. As they're just trying to find a way past. Look at the AlphaTauri there behind of Game Freaker, possibly trying to make a move on Alfie or Bugatti, who's trying to make a move on Dre, who may even try and make a move on Tom. As we come into the hairpin, or give a gas to make sure he doesn't rear-end Bugatti, because he could be reported as the both AlphaTauris are going side by side right now. And good that we didn't see an incident, but please don't go side by side through Sector 3. It's not going to end well. As you can see there, the Haas and the Alfa Romeo of Callum Anderson and Guarini fighting it out. And Greeny has overtaken Callum. That is not good for Callum, especially since Greeny was struggling with Sector 3 early in qualifying. As Cowboy has already pulled away at 1.3 seconds already in the lead. Good job from him. And Callum knows what he needs to do if he wants to try and be up there. Ooh, bit of a lock up there from Greeny. Oh, and there's yellows. Who is that? It's AMS. AMS is in the pits. As I love how I say AMS and then my phone decides, or Siri decides to turn on. Then we'll go for the battle for the lead right now. Ulrich is got carbon fibre right end plate missing on that Red Bull there, which isn't going to help, especially for around here. The Red Bull isn't going to be that good, but the only place it's going to be good at is Sector 3. So Ulrich is going to have to pray that Ugi makes a mistake. And wait, hang on a minute. Who was second? Hang on, I've just completely lost. There was another person second. Ugi wasn't second, so someone's gone missing. It's Sam Thompson, that's who it is. Well, Sam's dropped the fourth, and he's gaining on Ulrich. Not, well, it isn't DRS yet, even though it says it is. But he's gaining and gaining then, so will he make a lunge into the hairpin as these two are going into the hairpin? Oof, Ulrich cuts him off. Good driving there from the Red Bull. Don't want to touch that curb because that's what it can do, almost send you flying. 3 gloves in 5th then, and Thomas in 6th at Ulrich. Or Ulrich Jr. I apologize if I'm saying your name wrong there, but you're doing a very good job in 3rd right now in that Red Bull, especially since it's wounded. And Ugi then is the 2nd off Cowboy at the moment. However, though, we can see a massive train behind who's trying to get past Bugatti, it looks like. Or is it Dre? I can't tell. It's actually Dre. It looked like Bugatti at one point, but it's actually... No, it is. It's actually all the way from Ulrich. All the way down till... Hang on, someone's just gone off, it looks like. And Callum's also in the pits, so Callum's already making a pit stop. There's no position gained or anything at the moment. Now there's a move for 4th place right now. 3 gloves is going into ahead of Sam Thompson in here. That's very early, but he wants to bite the cherry on Ulrich Jr., who's just ahead of him. He's got DRS, the Red Bull driver doesn't. Will he gain enough speed down the straight then? As he's approaching, he's getting closer and closer. This is going to be very risky to make. He's going side by side. The Red Bull driver doesn't have the front wing, so he doesn't have the turning for the next corner. The McLaren runs off the curb a little bit as these two are going side by side. You don't want to go side by side in the next 2 corners. Oh, it's going to be close. Ooh, very close there from the McLaren and the Red Bull. And the Red Bull now is in trouble. The Red Bull is in definite trouble now. Look at the Renault of Sam Thompson. Sam Thompson now is making a move. Oh, no, it's going to end in tears. Oh, very close. Almost coming to blows. Tyre almost into the other tyre, almost into the wall. Sam Thompson then makes the move on the Red Bull driver. Almost going to make a move with 3 gloves. Makes 2 overtakes possibly into the hairpin. Goes to 1st gear. Shoves him out to dry and gets him to... Oh, but there's contact there between the Red Bull and Sam Thompson. Sam Thompson didn't see him. The Red Bull driver's got carbon down, and there was 3 wide there. Bugatti just goes straight through Sam Thompson, and Ulrich is now trying to make a move back on Bugatti. And Sam Thompson makes a move round the outside. But as the Renault got damaged... No, the Renault hasn't, but the Red Bull has. The Red Bull's got massive carbon fibre damage. He's trying to keep his car under control. He's avoiding the track completely on the racing line to stop a crash happening, and he peels into the pits to replace his front wing. As right now then, the cars behind are having a nice little fight between Dre, Game Freaker, CC Brain and Greeny. Currently fighting for 7th place, technically 6th place. As Ulrich Jr. is still in the pits then, going on medium tyres, and I'm surprised there isn't a DNF yet. Is going to try to close up. That Honda engine compared to the Renault isn't really the best. Renault is a better engine to me. As right now then we will go on board with Sam Thompson actually, who's actually challenging Alfie, or Gaddy. God, I'm getting used to people's real names. And that Ferrari engine is helping him at the moment. Is there any positions going to be gained down this long straight? DRS is active then, so he's going to get extra speed. He's closing low. Is it enough? No, it's not enough at the moment. He's too far back. Ooh, very close there. Almost actually hits his rear end there. And this time he doesn't have a Red Bull tapping his rear end and almost putting him into the wall. Ooh. However, though, Game Freaker has made a mistake and could be under threat by the other AlphaTauri of Dre. As Dre is looking hungry. Behind, we'll go on a rear camera shot then through Sector 3 and see how much time Dre gains on the other AlphaTauri, as Cornelius or CC Brain isn't that far behind. which picks a 3-second time penalty. And at the moment, Dre is not close enough to game freaker, so he's going to have to wait his turn. The other guys aren't really that close to each other ahead. Although Callum Anderson's actually quite close to duo after he made his pit stop. We'll keep an eye on that as well. Lap 5 out of 28. Plenty of laps to go. Okay, nice camera shot there. The driver's going all the way around. Close enough. Yeah, is he within? He's had DRS range, so Dre might actually fancy his chances on his, well, technically the other Altori teammate, and he's literally sending it. He's going around the outside. Game Freaker isn't arguing. He's going to let him through. So an easy move there for Dre. Dre locks up, but Game Freaker might actually send it back on him if he doesn't start pulling away. And Dre takes the position as Matt Romano and Ulrich Jr. having a fight behind. And Matt Romano has lost the position. Callum Anderson isn't that far off Juho right now, as we'll go on board with Callum Anderson then. So we'll go on board with Juho and see how much speed Callum Anderson gains down this straight. And look, he's closing. Will he go for a dive? He's thinking about it. He's going to send it, Mr. Callum Anderson, into the hairpin then. Juho tries to switch, but not good enough round the hairpin there. And it's a shame because Juho's a very good driver there. He just couldn't make it work that time. His Game Freak appeals into the pits then for his first scheduled stop. So soft tyres don't look like the way to go in this race, as they only last 4 laps apparently. As Callum Anderson's already pulling away as we go on board with the fight for the lead. Cowboy is still trying his best to keep the car ahead of the McLaren. 6/10 currently. It is getting close to the gap, however. Callum Anderson and Matt Romano will probably be fighting in a minute, and Matt will probably just let him through and let him race his race, because Matt Romano's racing his own race, and Matt Romano could even win this race. You know, it has happened where he's had a surprise win. Could happen again, as that Mercedes engine compared to the Renault is miles better in the straights. But in acceleration, the Renault would probably have the legs on it. That's Colby then still in the lead, as it looks like the Haas drivers have done the switch. Greeny and CC Brain, as they are teammates in the FP tier, have looked like they've done the switch, and Greeny looks apparently quicker and may challenge Dre then, who's only 2.2 seconds up the road, and he's on mediums. And I think he's been on them since the start. So, well, yeah, he has actually, because he's the guys who stayed on mediums in the race. Out of pit. So Greeny's still got a long way to go, probably another 10 laps, I'm guessing, at most. And then make a pit stop, soft. Ooh, bit of a rear end kicking out, and he's a lot faster than CC then. As a lot of people then are peeling into the pits. And not actually leaving the pit lane. Not at the moment. What about Dino and Ash? We've got a boy with Cowboy, who's coming out the pit lane, just ahead of him. And we're now back on board with Dino then, who looks like he has made the move on Jack Larity then. Or it's Midnight, and look at that. Just with a Ferrari engine, Midnight can't even touch him, even with DRS and overtake. Oh, hang on, there's yellows. Is that Ash? I see Corn 5 on the right hand side. Has Ash done a bottle? He's done something. I don't know what Ash did. I don't know if he just lacked concentration, just not focusing at all. And it's completely made a mistake. Now he's in trouble. Look at Dino. Dino's looking hungry, and you can just see the straight line speed. He's not even using the overtake, and the guy's getting past you, Ash. And Ash sends it back, completely misses his braking point, and gets absolutely schooled by the Ferrari driver. And Dino then moves into 8th place, and now Ash and Midnight are fighting it out for literally just a couple of points. Hard versus mediums then. Ash tries to keep the position, but no, guys, please don't do this. Oh, there's contact between the Williams drivers. Oh, there's more contact. Ash, you need to give space. I know it's a dangerous place to overtake, but geez, just give it a little bit of space. That could have easily ended both your races, and you both would have probably been up in the steward's room arguing at each other. However, though, Tom then is also getting hungry and looking for position. He's on soft tyres. I don't know if he's doing soft, medium. But he looks a lot quicker than these 3 drivers ahead, as he's trying to get out of the dirt, yeah, just to keep his car cool. Ooh, a bit of a lock up there from Jack. So we finally have a nice fight now. A 4-car fight. And look, actually, look at the Renault. Where's Tom being all round? Oh, Jack Midnight there has to take avoiding action. Can't get the position though. Has to stay behind. And Ash then is looking to challenge the Ferrari of Dino now. And he just punts him in the rear end. As that give him car, I don't get how that didn't give him a left end plate damage, but just look at Tom now. Tom is gaining plenty of time. Right on his rear end. Overtake, and he's just gaining a tiny bit, not even with DRS yet, and now he's got DRS. Ash has got DRS, he defends aggressively, that's his defensive move, he can't make another, and that is it. The Renault driver has taken the position. There's yellows, it is a safety car, someone has gone off. It is Mr. Callum Anderson, a bottle, or bottle skin as he used to be called. And that's a big impact there. His right front is completely gone, and Matt just wants to, you know, just to see if he is humiliated with that mistake he's made. And we'll be in 17th, and that is a shame. Will be dropped actually 18th after AMS has passed him. However, though, this has actually opened the door for the hard runners technically, because it could possibly pit, go medium, or pit mediums to the end, to be honest. As nope, the hard runners actually staying out of the track position. Dino and everybody else are pitting. I'm guessing they're going to go for hard. The guy who picks a 5-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. Don't get how you can do that under a safety car, but the guy has done that, unfortunately. And there is a lot of drivers in the pits then, and the people who haven't pitted, as Oogie retakes the lead then, with Sam Thompson, who is just leaving in 2nd place, with Tom in 3rd, 3 Gloves 4th, and Jack Livingston in 5th. Where's Cowboy? Cowboy's in the garage now, and he's coming out in 10th place. And he's going hard to the end. Tom's on fresh softs as well. That is interesting. Matt Romano's pitting, and Midnight didn't. And they're both in the same compound of tyre. And Lutz Jr., the Red Bull, who's had plenty of mistakes today, in 10th place right now, on 5 lap-old mediums. It's going to be interesting then, because some people have gone mediums, some people have gone softs, some people have gone hards. So while we wait then, we might as well do a grid reset when everybody comes across the line. I'll wait for the safety car to come across the line with its new paint job it's had on it. AMS and Matt will be taking their time to actually catch up with the safety car. They might not even be able to catch the safety car in time. Well, they might, to be honest. They actually just might. Ziggy's slowing down. Hopefully nobody rear ends anybody. Well then, we'll go down the grid then. Oh, actually, Ulrich is pit. Ulrich is pit. Okay then, so Oogie first, Sam in 2nd, Tom in 3rd, 3 Gloves 4th, Jack, or Midnight in 5th, Dre 6th, Greeny, CC Brain 7th and 8th, and Dre in 6th. Cowboy, who was our race leader earlier on, is now in 9th after his pit stop. Going hard all the way to the end. Ash, who had a bit of contact with Dino, has actually gained a few positions in the pits, in 10th place. Game Freaker's just lost it under the safety car, drifting through turn 2. Technically turn 2 and 3, I don't know what he was playing at, it's not Tokyo Drift. As Dino then in 12th on fresh mediums. Juho in 13th then on 9 old mediums, and Ash, Bugatti then in 14th on hards, Ulrich Jr. 15th on hards, Matt 16th, still trying to catch up with the safety car on mediums. AMS is also on mediums ahead, and I think the safety car will go through one more lap. Well then, while we wait for everybody to catch up with the safety car. Safety car is going in, and we're about to start racing again. And as we go, green, and Ash has retired, so he's giving up then basically. As oh no, we do have greens. I thought we had the glitch then. Tom, oh hang on, there's Renault carbon fibre. There is a wing missing. That is Sam Thompson hitting the other Renault. And look at Three Gloves now. He's looking hungry on Sam and Tom. Sam's weaving in disgust. You're not allowed to do that. That is against the rules. Unless you're thanking somebody. You can't do that, man. And he's... keep a cool head. I don't know why drivers get really angry in the race. Jesus Christ, where did this Williams come from? Midnight. It's... oh, Midnight! Whoa! Rear end kicking out. Almost hits the wall and could have easily ended somebody's race there. And Sam Thompson, with that end plate missing, is going to be really slow down the straight. As you can see now, Three Gloves is gaining, as now Sam's using his overtake to pull away. As a move, possibly further behind as we go down the rest of the grid. And I think we're all... oh, hang on a minute. No, we're not alright. What a sap from the Sam Thompson. Where's Midnight come from? Midnight's gone into third, so Sam Thompson completely bottled the hairpin there. And he's literally trying to fight back as best as he can. As we're on a rear camera shot now. As Three Gloves, you can just see he's getting so much time. He's getting held up though as well now because of Sam's front wing damage, and as he can't really turn that much. Sam will need a pit. Is he going to pit though? No, he stays out, so he knows he's going to have to wait till his next pit stop. You can see there, Greeny's sending it where you usually don't make an overtake. As we now go on board with the McLaren. Dre just gives him a little bit of room. Same with Greeny there, as these lot are fighting behind. As Dre then, sorry, not Dre, Sam's just lost his position to Three Gloves. He's probably going to lose an out of Dre and also Greeny and all the other drivers if he's not careful. As Graham Fuka peels into the pits then for his pit stop. And I'm guessing he had carbon wing damage or front wing missed it completely. As here comes Dre now, who's making a move easy now on Sam Thompson, and Greeny's just waiting in the wings for the next straight to make the move. You can see the Ferrari there of Dino looking hungry in the background. Right now then, oh look at Sam there aggressively defending against Greeny. Greeny is not having it. One CC Brain, is he going to be close enough? No, but here comes Greeny now. He's getting slipstream from Dre. Dre is helping him a little bit. A little bit of slipstream's going to give him it. He's going on the outside. Oh, Dre then cuts him off, and it's going to stop Greeny diving it. Oh, bit of contact. More contact there between them two. And Greeny then gets into 6th place. Sam in the 7th. And CC Brain will be licking his lips, but not here though, because now he's going to have to find a way through without causing contact if Sam makes a mistake through this sector. You can just see how much that front wing is not helping him at all. if I was someone, I'd just pit on. Look at CC Brain, not having it. Sends it, but loses a position out of that. Cowboy says, thank you very much. Moves into 8th. And now Cowboy is going to make a move on Sam. Sam defends. That's his defensive move. And he goes back to the racing line. CC Brain is just waiting now so he can get his shot, and they're losing a little bit of time now. Let's look at Sam there, literally struggling to avoid the walls now. PSGL just go mediums to the end. So at this point, just can't keep up with him now in the straight, so the Renault's still got some straight line speed. As we can also see an overtake for 4th place, and right now, it's anybody's game. I think Dre could even win this race, as here comes Cobra then coming back through the field, making a move on the Renault driver of Sam Thompson now, as he gets the position as a move further ahead of Speed Gloves and Midnight possibly, as Midnight's dropped to 4th, so he goes into 3rd, and Bugatti and Dino find it behind, and Bugatti gets the job done on Dino now, and Bugatti moves into 10th place, and he moves further behind. No, it's both Mercedes drivers, currently 14th and 15th, and then there's Game Freaker, who's quite far back in 16th place. As we're going to go on board with Dre right now, who's caught a lot on Jack. Hang on a minute, has Midnight got damage? Midnight peels into the pits, gets a... Oh no, I don't retire. Because he's just literally sped in the pits. Now I don't know if he's going flat out in the pit lane or what, but he's pitting in the pits. Hard tires 12 laps. A bit early if you're going to pit on hards. Is that a front wing they're changing? Yep, Williams driver has got wing damage, so he's probably made a mistake somewhere, as he has his front wing replaced, and everybody moves up a 3 positions. So Midnight then is out of the question, as we go on board with Tom, who's currently challenging Oogie for pole position, or the win right now, for 1st place. Oogie is on medium compounded tyres. They're not going to be dead, but these softs are going to be dead soon, because at the start of this they didn't even last 4 laps, as CC Brain and Sam Thompson are having a fight. I'm going to have to go on board with this, because I think it's like a 3-car fight going on down here. What is going on down here? As Oogie then has lost the position, and Bugatti then has actually got ahead, but Sam Thompson maybe thinking of coming back. There's yellows in sector 3. Is that Juho? And we see now CC Brain and Bugatti. Bugatti gets an easy move there on CC. Oh, bit of contact. Oh, could send him. No, it doesn't send him round. But what about Juho? Has he got carbon fibre damage or front wing damage on the end plate? Has he missed some? Nope, no carbon fibre missing from the car at all. So he's safe for now, and he will be in 14th. However, Tom has now pulled away from Oogie around 7/10. Apologies that I cut the overtake. You did see him overtake, but then I switched. Has now gone on board with Dre, who's easily quicker than Greeny right now, who's somehow in 4th. Who's Junior and AMS are fighting for 11th. Mr. Cowboy, who was leading the race earlier, and I'm guessing Ulrich is retiring. Or just people struggling with the pit lane. Greeny then is causing too much dirty air there for the AlphaTauri, and the AlphaTauri is going to have to watch his mirrors, because he's got the racing point, he's got a quicker engine, a quicker car, should be easily able to get past both of these guys. We did see a double overtake earlier on, and I think it was actually from Sam Thompson himself. Unfortunately, he has had a terrible race after the safety car. As here goes Cowboy then, it is his turn to make his move on the AlphaTauri driver who's just ahead of him. He is close, but is he close enough? Because Dre is thinking, no, Dre was thinking about going around the outside in there, but can't make it work right now. And we're going to go on board with Green. Let's see how much this Haas is struggling through sector 3 then, and see how much of a boat it is. It's alright for now, but then, oh, he hits the wall! That's another time Green's hit the wall. How has he not got front wing damage? As Game Freaker is having a massive fight with Juho, it looks like. But how... Greeny's really lucky with that. How did that not lose him his front wing? As we have a fight for the lead right now, as we will hop on board with that fight. Oh, and look at the Alfa Romeo there, almost losing the car completely out of that final corner. And is that Dino making a move? Dino making a move then for 9th place. Sam Thompson is trying to hold him back, but he's not going to be able to do it for much longer. Lock up. Oh, a bit of contact there. There was a gap opened and he went for it. That's what I would have done, and unfortunately if Sam Thompson got spun around, that is a shame. Matt Romano then is having a fight with Midnight for 12 as... Oh, and there's contact! Dino's just literally killed Sam almost sends him off. Sam gets a 3-second penalty. Sam's now drifting. I don't know what's happened, but I know the Ferrari's lost a bit of his wing. I would say that's kind of karma, but as Ulrich has retired then in the end. So he's given up. As AMS now making a move. Oh, Dino and rest. Oh, God. These guys are literally going to have a massive crash in a minute if they're not careful. As Greeny and Dre are still fighting for 4th as we're going to go forward with that battle now. Before this ends in tears, Sam's has pulled the gap now and get a nice camera view. Ooh, very close there to the wall Greeny was. Just one little lack of concentration that we saw early on could easily put him into the wall. As Tom then peels into the pits for his scheduled 2nd stop, and he's done 9 laps on the softs. He may do softs again and go to the end. I think it would have been a better, safer bet just go mediums, to be honest, as he's going to have to gain so much time and gain positions actually, as everyone's almost off the track just to make the corners. As Dre then is fancying his chances now. He's getting closer and closer as we go on a rear camera shot and see how close he's getting. As we see there, Cowboy's defending from Bugatti. Oh, he's almost thinking about sending it into Dre there. And Greeny gets a good exit. Is it strong enough though? He's activating his ERX. And you see Bugatti further behind then, making a move on Cowboy. Oh, Cowboy hits the wall. Did Cowboy's Dre's now make a move round the outside of Greeny into the hairpin, gets the position, but what about Cowboy? Did Cowboy get caught some wing damage? And he did, I think. Did he get wing damage? I don't know, because it looked like... No, he didn't actually, that was my bad. I thought he did. It looked like he had no front right end plate there, but he does, and Greeny is really struggling now, and Bugatti is just can see one little error on Greeny's driving style right now. He's in the Haas, and he just can't make the corners at all. As Bugatti now is sending it on Greeny. Greeny sees him, has to give him the space. Gives him plenty of space there, but Bugatti just couldn't send it. And the defending champion's doing a very average race today. He's currently in 5th. He needs to do better than this if he wants to try and get back-to-back championships. Very close there, almost losing the rear end again. Sam Thompson... Actually, where's Tom come from? Tom's actually hasn't had to overtake Sam Thompson, AMS or Dino again. Although AMS has overtaken Sam eventually, and Dino will have to make that move soon, even though with that front wing damage. So on board with Bugatti then. So Dre has made the position gain. He is in 3rd now. There's 11 laps left. Dre is safe to go to the end. I don't know about the mediums though. 11 laps, 19, so that's... Oh, no! Greeny's hit the wall. Look, hitting the wall has finally gone. He has lost his end plate, so lack of concentration there, and it has just completely ruined his race, and probably will need to pit. As Bugatti then makes the move around the outside, well, the inside for this corner, as they technically call this a corner, coming into the hairpin now. And, lockups from all drivers around here, and Cowboy's got end plate damage then, so he has now lost his end plate. He must have rear-ended somebody. And that is a shame. Who looked like was going to be our race winner today is probably not. Oh, Greeny's hit the wall again! Seriously, Greeny, just I think you just need a pit. Get a new front wing, and Greeny's just trying to hold his car without hitting the... Oh, Greeny did hit him! Did Greeny just hit... He's very lucky there, Greeny. I thought he hit Cowboy again. Speaking about people who's going to be hitting themselves in a minute, it's Tom, because Tom's going to have to gain... Let's see what his gap to leader is. Gap to leader's 17 seconds. Or 17.7. So he's going to have to gain that much time on soft tyres. Sorry, medium tyres. Why is he on mediums? He made softs go 9 laps. Interesting. Does that mean the softs won't make it to the end? That is very interesting then. As Greeny pits then, and we'll be coming out of the garage in 14th, no 13th then, just ahead of Matt. As Juho is currently on softs right now, and the fastest lap at the moment is from Tom himself with 39.3. And speaking of Tom, he's ready to make a move on CC. As it looks like it may be 3 wide. Oh, if Cowboy did that, that would have been definitely... Stewart, I thought he was going to like cut him off completely when he was about to make the move, and that could have ended in disaster. Although Tom and CC then make the move on Cowboy, and Cowboy then drops to 7th place now as the Renault isn't finished. He wants another position. He knows he's still got the pace to win this race. As Ugi's in, Ugi is in. Does that mean the mediums can't go that long? Ugi's pitted then. Did he have front wing damage? Yes, he did. Ugi has lost the position. Dre now moves up to 2nd. Now Dre has to pray that 3 gloves either get a puncture, front wing damage, or just completely no car and takes the win. Because right now Dre is in a comfortable position. He's just going to have to pull away from Bugatti, who's 1.5 seconds at the moment, just behind him. As Midnight then on his recovery drive back into the points in 10th place, as Ugi then is on soft tyres going to the end, and Amos is pitted as well for softs. As Greeny picks up 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. I don't get how or where he's done that, but he's corner cutted somewhere. As CC then is in trouble now. Renault of Tom is right behind him, literally 10th, and he's going to make a very easy overtake down the straight then, and literally cuts across him, very aggressive there, and saying you're not having that back. You can have the slipstream all you want, but you're not getting that position back. As the Renault then moves into 4th place, and he's not that far off where he was leading the race, as now we go on board with Ugi and Dino, who Dino has just lost position to Ugi, who's on fresh soft tyres. Scoreboy, sorry, no, Bugatti and Dre is only a 2nd. More on board with Bugatti right now, who could challenge for either the net win or a 3rd place, as Dino peels into the pits then. So I'm guessing for softs. Can't be those 7 meters, there's only 7 laps to go. There's surely. Nope, those soft tyres then, so he's going fast lap. Green is the fast lap now, 37.9 on medium tyres. The guys who are on fresh softs have a chance to beat that, as Greeny is in 11th. Ain't going to get the fast lap point yet, he needs to actually get into the points to get the fast lap point. Dino then will be leaving the pit lane very shortly. As DRS is activated for Bugatti then, so he now wants to win today. Gets the move around the outside of Dre, possibly into the hairpin. Dre breaks where he needed to, but Bugatti, with his experience, trying to come back in, but he can't. Stray has got the upper hand of this time on Bugatti, and Bugatti's going to have to wait his turn. Just buy his time, just force straight into a mistake. Gap to the leader for them though is from about 10.4 to 9.7 seconds. I also won't be doing any interviews today, just letting you guys know, since I wasn't expecting to be commentating, but if I'm commentating next week, or if I'm racing next week, or whatever, but if I am commentating next week, there'll be interviews next week. Then it's the only battle we do have, except we have a battle for 13th, but Dino is on soft tyres, so it's going to be an easy move on that, to be honest. Yeah, Matt's just let him through. In sector 3 then, as Game Figure then peels into the pits for soft tyres to go for the fastest lap. So we have 6 laps remaining of the race. Matt and Game Freaker peeling to pit lane for softs. Current fastest lap at the moment is held by Greeny, who's now in the point, 37.9. AMS did 38.8 on soft tyres, it looks like, so nobody's close stuff. Ooh, look at the outside there, almost losing the back end. Well, yeah, the reason why it's round 8 already, because since FP was out scheduled with all the other tiers, they were like a tier behind, so they cancelled Zandvoort out, and they caught back up. So it was Italy last week. So technically it's actually round 7 if Zandvoort wasn't on the calendar, but it is round 8. As Bugatti then is still in 2nd place. Wish it was Hanoi which was cancelled on the other hand, you know. Zandvoort would rather drive compared to this, but gonna have to deal with Hanoi, as Dre then is just wanting to fight back, as Tom's not that far off, so Tom could even get a 2nd place right now, and that'll be even the best result you get, and I'm guessing you'll probably get the driver of the day. Let's see who's the biggest position gainers in today's race. We have 5 laps remaining. Big position gainers in the race at the moment is actually CC with 6 positions gained, then it's Dre with 4. The biggest losers, Ulrich Jr., who's out of the race, and then I'm going to say it's tied with Oogie, Cowboy and Game Freaker, who made pit stops on the safety car and when the safety car happened, as Dino sets the new fastest lap. Well, at least you have plenty of practice though. However, right now we're going to go on board with Tom, who's making a move on Dre, who's looking to make a move on Bugatti. Bugatti is in a 3-way sandwich almost, probably. They're going 3 wide down the straight. Oh, this is going to end in tears in a minute. Oh, Dre goes deep. So does the Renault. Oh my god. This is reminding me of Baku with Ricardo, and I think it was Magnussen, or was it Kvyat? I can't remember. It was somebody. I know it was Ricardo involved. Just reversed into him and just didn't make the corner. And CC will be saying thank you very much. Bugatti will definitely be saying thank you very much. Again, easy position. And that out Dre has got front wing damage. Oh, it was Kvyat. I thought it was one of them. And CC then is literally just easy bit to make him move. Hang on, someone's in the pits. That's Tom. Tom has pit then, and I think he'll be calling it a day, even though there's 4 or 5 laps. Dre then is still waiting. Dre just loses it then on exit. Oh, and there's more contact. Don't crash him into the wall, whatever you do. And Oogie is coming back in the race. Could see a McLaren 1-3. Oogie gets to move on Dre. Possibly could get a move on CC. Fight further behind for 7th place, so Sam Thompson is still in 7th with his front wing damage. I've got to give him that then. He's done very well with that front wing damage, and somebody who's doing definite well is Oogie. And CC Brain as Oogie goes completely off the track. And now may lose 2 positions if he's not careful. As Dre is going side by side with him actually. As Oogie then stops him making the move. In Sector 3 as we're going to be starting lap 25 but very shortly for 3 Globes, who's coming around the final corner now. And he'll be starting lap number 25. Yeah, I've got to agree, if you get a good run around there you can make me. I made it work a couple of times, but I might have made it here today, but unfortunately I didn't race today. So, which I'm also glad as well, since it is Hanoi. I hate this track. I was hyped for it when it was coming out. I was like, yeah, it's going to be a good track. Then I drive it, it's completely terrible. As Oogie then is 2/10 off CC right now, and CC wants a podium. CC is, let's see where CC is actually in the driver's standings at the moment, as I don't think McLaren or Oogie's going to make a move. CC is currently 14th in the standings with 14 points, tying with Tom, and Oogie is 6th place in the standings with 27. So this will be a good result for Greenie and CC, especially with them finishing 3rd and 9th at the moment, as the way it is. But I think that dream is going to end for CC to get a podium today, as Oogie then is going to be a nightmare and going to make the move and gets to move quite easily on those soft tyres and gets position. The fast lap still held by Game, no, it's actually not held by Game Freak, who's done a 37 flat. The close person to that is actually Dino and Greenie, and nobody else is even close. And now gap to leader from Oogie is 18.7, almost a pit stop gap. As Bigaddi's got a 13.2 second gap, and also let's see if 3 Gloves actually can make it to the end, because I said they probably won't make it to the end, those mediums. Even with that safeguard, there's 3 laps left. Anything can happen. Yeah, I hate it too, but to be honest, I can thank Cody's for that. If they didn't actually have it like that in a system where it isn't as OP as it wasn't last game. This game it's not as OP, but yeah, the game's still not perfect. I'd rather play one of the PS3 Codemasters games, to be honest. Although, as Tom pitted again, he's in 14th at the moment, and he won't be scoring any points today unless there's loads of penalties and he somehow scores a point. Gap to lead now is still 18 seconds. Oogie is gaining a little bit. Gap 4.6 seconds to Bugatti. There's 3 laps. I don't think, as Tom and Game Freak appealing in the pits, I don't think 3 Gloves, sorry, not 3 Gloves, Bugatti is going to get caught by the McLaren driver. Nah. Yeah, I have to agree with you on that. Technically F1 2010 is F1 2009, it's the just F1 2010 cars, because that's what they modelled it for, was 2009. But then they didn't really start on console, and then it went to 2010 and they just added the cars and stuff like that. Although unfortunately this is F1 2020. As well on the penultimate lap of the race, lap 27 out of 28. As the gap to Oogie to Bugatti is 4 seconds. I don't think it's enough time to gain, unless you gain at least 2 seconds a lap. Somebody's got a 3-second penalty. That's Matt Romano. That's not like him to get penalties. As Jack, Midnight, has moved into 8th place. Sam's now dropped to 9th. And I don't want to be a commentator's curse and say Sam wasn't going to get any points. Right now, Sam's in 9th. He was 7th early on, safe. It looks like he's going to lose another position to AMS. If he makes a mistake and crash, could lose a position to Dino. Yeah, I'm going to agree with that as well. I'm under that. You're not wrong. DRS trains and all that stuff with these big long straights. You know, let's just remove DRS, get rid of ERS and go back to F1 like 2008, 2009, 2010 era. Perfect course. Then you could have overtakes. And it was just straight line speed and stuff. No DRS stuff like this, but we get what we get. As there's yellow flags. Is that Sam Thompson? I have commentated, cursed him. I said if he crashes, he's going to lose the position. I am so sorry, Sam. But Dino has moved into 10th place, and Sam is out of the points. As won the final lap of this race. Three Gloves is only just now entering turn 3. And he's... Okay, Sam Thompson has just plummeted into the wall there. As we go on board with the fight for 8th. There's no safety car VSC coming up. What's Sam doing? Has Sam just deliberately took himself out? Oh well. Straight live T and AMS. Again, close and personal on the final lap of the race. Racing Point versus Williams. Who is going to win then? Will it be Three Gloves or will he have a ton of penalties? Hang on a minute, what's Midnight doing? Okay, I think these guys are having a bit of fun. I don't know why he just slowed down there and let him through, but alright. As we're going to go on board with Three Gloves very shortly. I think actually Midnight actually did that as a tactic to have DRS, but I don't think it's worked. Oh, has it? Yeah, it has actually worked. ERS. Has he got enough ERS though to make the move, or has AMS done him? Has AMS got enough ERS? No, he hasn't. There's more yellows. There's a crash further ahead. Greeny and Dre have come to blows, and now two cars get past Greeny. Has Greeny done one of those dives and just sent it? But damn, big front wing damage to Greeny there. As we go on board with Three Gloves, who takes the win at Hanoi. 12.6 seconds the gap then was in the end to Bugatti. As here comes Bugatti then around the final corner. He will finish in second then. He does finish in second. Oogie will finish third. CC is going to round up in fourth place then, and we'll be happy with that result. With Cowboy then finishing in fifth place. With Dre, who had contact with Greeny just a couple of seconds ago, who's limping around, and will finish in sixth. Remaining seventh, Midnight eighth. Greeny will take ninth, and Dino will take the final point. Actually, Dino will take 8th, jumps Midnight and Greeny, and they drop down as Game Freak then is coming behind in 11th, who unfortunately won't be scoring any points for the AlphaTauri team today, or his team name. And that is a shame, as he did look like he was going to score points at one point. As here comes Mr. Game Freak then, around the final corner to finish the Hanoi race. And take 0 points, but take 11th on the cards as the legendary F6 Constructors Champion with Brandon Glover. Matt Romano then will finish in 12th place. Juho Finn, or some people call him as Juho Spin, has finished in 13th place, and he will be happy with that result. Well then, here's your top man on the podium today. It's Three Gloves, who takes the win and takes it in style. He somehow made those medium tyres work to the end, and I think he'd like to do it all over again probably, as he takes 16 points to the championship, and we'll be definitely happy with that. We'll be getting second and Oogie in third place then. Well then, here is your official results. Three Gloves then takes first place with a 12.7 second gap. Bugatti in second, Oogie third, CC fourth, Cowboy fifth, Dre in sixth with a lucky escape and with the contact with Greeny. MS seventh, Dino eighth, Midnight ninth, and Greeny disappointing 10th after the incident, as he looked like he did a recovery drive. Game Freaker in 11th, legendary F6 driver Matt Romano in 12th, Juho 13th, Tom 14th, Sam 15th. Lawrence Jr., who DNF'd from today's race with Ash, Callum, and actually Sam's also, I think, counts the DMs, right? Does it count? No, he don't. He actually finished with 9%, so it's just Ulrich, Ash, and Callum Manson who DNF from today's race. Well then, I will now start the closing down procedure. As I said, I won't be doing any interviews today. I will be doing them next week if I'm commentating next week. I don't know what's happening yet. So, I've been your commentators for today. IRL Neon, or as Jared Foster people know me as. This has been PSGL Season 26 FP Round 8 at Hanoi. If you had like the race today, join us for more content for Thursday for F10 and F11, which is brought by Dartball and Cripson for F10. F11 for Sandra Sohaug and Lewis Marshall, where they'll be at Hanoi and having the time of their lives, or probably people crashing and spinning out, or some weird stuff happen. Is F1 and Codemasters all overall. Well then, hope you guys had a nice day, and goodbye for now.